Hey, it's Sister 2582 coming back at you with another video. And today, as you're seeing right now, it's a different setup. I actually make these customs, or my father at least helped me make these custom plates for my 1/18 scale diecast, because if you noticed, the cases would take up almost all that space, but that's neither here nor there. This weekend marks the start of the Freedom 250 Grand Prix at Washington, D.C., which is our nation's capital here in the United States. And I actually just finished watching the IROC race. It's actually up on YouTube if you want to watch it, which is actually the trackside broadcast. But we're going to be talking about IndyCars today. And this one is very relevant for this weekend, and also in my, I guess, personal life, if you want to call it that, or my experience. Also, because this car is actually going to be running tomorrow, because I'm recording this on Saturday. And of course the qualifying is actually about to start right now, now that I'm recording it. But that car in question is a very unexpected release from IXO, or IXO Modelcars, which is the Palou OpenAI Diecast from, of course, like I mentioned, IXO, or IXO Modelcars. Now, of course, this is a 2026 release. You can actually go pick it up right now on the OpenAI merch shop. And this is a release I obviously did not expect, and I don't think too many people expected, as OpenAI actually made their own merch shop, which is a little interesting. So they made their own merch shop with their, t-shirts, open air fresheners for whatever reason, and this diecast. Now, it's a little controversial, of course, because of the sponsor, but, we'll, I guess, hopefully not touch that a little bit. But yeah, this is the diecast. It is the same price, so $15, plus you have to pay another for shipping. I got it pretty quick because I got it, this thing is actually from California, so it was pretty close to get here. And here's the back of the box, and let me zoom out a little bit here. So, of course, Research and Development Corporation, or Co. OpenAI, this is made in Bangladesh, which is, I think, where they make the IXO cars. And a bunch of legal stuff. So let's not waste any more time, and let's take this car out of its box. And we got the diecast out of its box, and man, does it look stunning already. Not only because of the paint scheme, or the livery, but it's just the diecast itself. But of course, before we get into the actual main show, let's take a look at the collector's box that comes with it, which is a standard for IXO Modelcar diecast. And of course, this one actually has a little bit of a special packaging. So it says Alex Palou on here, IXO Modelcars logo, a photo of the car that's not sideways, it's just looking forward here, and of course it's an OpenAI livery. OpenAI with the Chip Ganassi Racing logo, which is, I think, their collaboration. Obviously they're a sponsor of the team. Number 10, and we got the number 10 on the other side, ages 14 plus, 164 limited edition diecast. And here's just the specs of the car, and I guess the team. So of course the team is Chip Ganassi Racing, the driver is Alex Palou. The engine specifications, it tells you everything, and a little quote from Chip Ganassi. You could pause if you'd like to read that. And your researcher is Joyce Raffel, which I believe they've actually made a docu-series, and ironically they're gonna make a part 2 for this weekend in Washington. So if you want to go watch it, I guess go watch it. I'm not sponsored, of course. I'm just saying that because they made one for Long Beach, because this car also raced in Long Beach, and I did get to see it win in person. We'll see if Alex Palou can go 2 for 2 on the OpenAI car, if he could win both Long Beach and the Freedom 250 Grand Prix. Anyways, here is the diecast. Like I said, very unexpected release. They just revealed it. I was just on Twitter, just looking through stuff, and I saw that they were making this diecast. I'm like, I don't know, because the sponsor is controversial. Of course, it is OpenAI, which also owns ChatGPT. Of course, there is no AI use in this video besides, I guess, the sponsor. But I was like, they're gonna make the diecast. Since it's gonna be a promo car, I think I'll just buy 2. Yeah, I actually bought 2, surprisingly. Yeah, just hate me, whatever. I bought 2 because I do know this is probably gonna get very rare, and honestly, I like the box. So like I said, that's the reason why, is we got a little something on the car, interestingly there. So yeah, it's like the Scott McLaughlin Gallagher insurance car, which is a promo, but that one isn't hard to find. This one will probably get hard to find later, because I believe they made it the 2026 Alex Palou DHL car, And we don't get alternate schemes much, and this one honestly looks sharp. I actually like how the livery looks itself. It's black and has little silver streaks and blue. Sponsor, again, controversial. I don't want to get into that, but yeah, but you can appreciate liveries, I hope. So let's take a closer look at it. So of course we got OpenAI on the front wings there, and different colored front wings, which that's really nice. So it's of course blue on the front, then black, and then silver. And we got a bunch of the Chip Ganassi Racing sponsors, so Jiffy, or Honda of course, and Dallara, Jiffy, the NTT IndyCar Series logo, number 10, and OpenAI, which of course is the main sponsor. We got some other logos there. We got Omagato, got DHL, which of course is another one of Alex's primary sponsors. But of course, OpenAI is a secondary sponsor for, I believe, Dixon as well, as his logo is also featured on there. And maybe Kiffin Simpson, but I'm not exactly sure. I really wish they made a Kiffin Simpson Sunoco diecast. That's just something I think we need, but whatever. We got the OpenAI logo, the little circle thing on the rear view mirrors. Got OpenAI on the side, and of course on top of the side pod. Shell 100% renewable race fuel, the NTT IndyCar Series logo, Honda, the number 10, PNC Bank, of course the main sponsor of Dixon, maybe, well, after this season, I don't know. DHL, powered by Honda, on where will be the engine cover, Chip Ganassi Racing, and a bunch of other sponsors there like HRC, Firestone, the pole position NTT logo. The tires, now this is something I wanted to mention. Of course, they're the standard Firestone tires, and they're printed on both sides. But the wheels are painted black, which is not very well. It is common for Chip Ganassi now because they always ran chrome wheels, but with Palou and the DHL and the OpenAI car and Kiffin Simpson, his Sunoco car, they've been running black wheels now. And I love the detail of where the nut would actually be. I think that's just a little marker just to tell you, yep, you have to hit this spot here to actually take off the tire and unscrew the lug nut. That is awesome, and it's all on the four wheels there, as we'll see on the other side, which is the same. So there's much differences here, but yeah, red little detail on there, which is honestly another thing I wanted to buy it. Even though the listing, of course, did use AI, they used AI, an AI generated image for the diecast, and you could tell because it had the proper logos and such, but it looked a little gummy in some places and just looked a little off. But whatever. I personally don't use it, of course, but to each their own, I guess. On the rear wing, we have research and development, deployment. Did I just say development before? Now that I realize it. Well, it's research and deployment co. So that's a tragedy there. We got IndyCar hybrid logo on the gearbox there, or the rear of the gearbox. And of course, the big design is of course the silver streaks and blue shading, which it looks sharp. It looks aggressive. I'll say that. Probably one of the most aggressive looking Indy cars I've seen in a while. And painted metal base, and it's actually heavy. So yeah, this is one of the new IXO cars that actually is heavy and metal. And of course, the front wing a little bit thicker. This thing really does not like to focus at all for whatever reason. Can this thing focus? There we go. The front wing is a little thicker, so you won't be able to break it, hopefully. And the rear wing, probably still you could, but no, it actually feels a lot more solid now that I think of it. But yeah, and that's pretty much the entire car. Very simple. It works. I feel it's going to get rare in the future because we don't really get IXO promos that much. Or if they are, they're just super uncommon and rare, and no one really, it's like a little obscure. It's like one of them that I think of is the Prema promo, which they actually did make, but no one's selling them. No one was selling them anywhere, either on their official site or on like eBay or something. There's only one photo of, like, I think it was Romain Grosjean with a bunch of diecasts, not only the 164s, but also the 118. And no one's heard of them ever since. So it would be nice to get one of those Prema cars, because of course Prema is non-existent right now after one season. They just dipped after 2025, but whatever, that's another discussion. But yeah, that has been the review of the 2026 Alex Palou OpenAI IXO Models IndyCar Diecast. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.